and welcome back to Cricket Compared. Welcome to another podcast about the England v West Indies series on the final day of the first test, which unfortunately the West Indies won. I'm here with special guest Jasper. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Let's get into it. Obviously England bowled out pretty early the next morning. Jofra Archer managed to hit a few boundaries, and James Anderson hit one down the leg side.
Oh, he actually scored.
Yeah, I know. When we were bowled out, did you think our total was enough?
No. West Indies have actually never lost a test when their chasing target for the second innings has been under 200, and from that moment I just felt a West Indies victory was more than likely.
Absolutely, and although we had them 27 for 3 at one point, a spectacular innings by Jermaine Blackwood and Roston Chase.
And then Shane Dowrich.
Yeah, Dowrich came in. And actually John Campbell
Yeah, he got hit on the toe, didn't he, by Jofra Archer?
Yeah, and then he came into bat with his captain, Jason Holder, at the end to knock off the winning runs. Who do you think bowled best? I know Archer got the 3 wickets, but who do you think bowled best?
I know this is weak because the stats do not back me up in any sense, but I thought Dom Best showed his potential. I think he's going to be a very, very good spinner, and I think England just need to give him a lot more match experience.
Only 5 tests for him. Interesting you say that. I actually think Mark Wood bowled well.
Yeah, Wood's quick, but...
I think he hit the ball in good areas, bowled the ball in good areas, and troubled the batsman with his express pace.
But in the end, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, the winning runs hit off Ben Stokes, and it just wasn't good enough. How much do you think leaving out Stuart Broad affected it?
Well, I think that Broad would have certainly helped England, especially in these conditions, and he's the sort of guy that you will back to get a quick 5-wicket haul in about 3 overs and completely put England back into it. I wouldn't say Anderson or Wood or Archer could do that in the same way Broad would.
Yeah. I would absolutely agree with that.
So, who do you think will get for Leeds? Denley or Brawley? I think there's one answer to this.
Yeah, Joe Denley. Absolutely. I think you had to do that, didn't you? I think
that's Denley for you.
I think his career's over. I mean, that 29 that he scored was the 8th innings that he failed to reach 40. I mean, he's got in and got out.
It was almost the classic Joe Denley innings. We just didn't have the excellent covered live for 4. Just that sort of lovely shot that makes you looking good and looking in and then getting out.
Yeah, obviously he does have a definite weakness, averaging roughly 30 to outswing or outseam, and then only 15 to inswing, inseam. So the West Indies knew what they had to do, and they did it well.
Yeah, I do want to make a case for Joe Denley. I mean, I think he's I don't know. I sort of want to think that Denley is... he sort of takes up balls, and that's fairly important. I prefer someone who gets 30 and then gets out, but uses up 80 balls and sort of nulls the fast bowlers. But instead of someone that sort of gets the odd 70, but...
Yeah, I think you've made a decent case for Denley there, but just another quick question which I'll let you go on about for a bit. Who do you think will be England's 3 seamers, or maybe even 4 seamers? Well, obviously 3 seamers plus Stokes for the Old Trafford test coming up soon.
Well, of course, you can't really leave Bess out. he's one of my favourite English players. But I don't know. I guess they'll have to wait and see what the conditions are, because if it's suited to swing, of course they'll pick Ward. If it's a hard, flat pitch that the bowlers are going to get nothing out of, you back Wood and Archer to get something out of that.
Interesting. Yeah. Would you actually? Would you?
I would.
Because.
And you would.
Okay, we really didn't need that.
That was insane.
Because I actually think Wood and Archer aren't particularly. Obviously, they are incredibly skillful bowlers, but they aren't particularly. They've got express pace, but I think they can just be the same over and over again.
See, that sort of stuff comes with experience.
Yeah, and Wood's got a lot of experience.
Not much in tests, and he only really came into his big England swing quite late. And he hasn't played many tests, and Archer obviously is really new.
Yeah.
Okay, on to our next topic. What do you think about this is a case for 5-day tests?
Definitely 5-day tests. I mean, we wouldn't have got such an incredible result as today, and got right down to the wire with 4-day tests. Because, even though this was kind of a 4-day test, because we only got 80 overs in on the first day.
That's my controversial view. This is more a case for 4-day tests than 5-day tests.
Yeah, but I just, that test in...
I mean, I wholly support 5-day tests and think they should go ahead, but...
I think the importance of a 5-day test is highlighted with the Cape Town, I think it was second test of the England in South Africa tour just last year. I think that Stokes' performance, and it would have been a draw without the 5th day. So I definitely think that 5-day tests should still exist.
Yeah, I'm all with you on that. 5-day tests are test matches, 4-day tests aren't. But for the people that are saying, oh, this is a case of 5-day tests, it's not, it's a case for 4-day tests.
Yeah. And so that brings us to the end of another podcast.
West Indies take a 1-0 lead in the Senegalese.
Yeah, they do. We will be podding at the end of each day's play for the next 2 tests, both at Old Trafford. Hopefully with a slightly more variety of special guests. There was some difficulty...
Why don't you just do it on your own?
Because the podcast is better with more people. The people out there who've done podcasts and post them on YouTube will very well know that. So that's the end of another podcast. Thank you for listening.
Wada!
Thank you.
Wada!
If you haven't already... subscribe to the channel,
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Smash the like button down below, try not to break your device, and we'll be back soon with another podcast. Until then, peace out.